Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the new Evolution Cup and also Arctibax. Arctibax has never been available for this cup before. I think the last time this cup was available was like end of 2022. So there are some changes to the meta, for example Charger Bug being a thing now as well. So also Vigoroth getting Rockset of course. I already made a video about like top teams for this meta, so definitely check this one out as well. Here first game, look at this snipe from my Broguiere after the debuff of my Shadow Golbat. I was just able to farm them down before they can even get to that charge move, which was hilarious to me. But here we're gonna see one Pokemon that's actually really good, which I kinda want to try out as well, is going to be Primeape. Primeape is really strong. Here they're going to run Night Slash on their Pokemon, as you can now swap out into our Golbat though. We're still in a great spot at this point. And here's the cool thing about having Golbat in the lead and then Dragon-type Pokemon in the back. Like this, of course, like test battles against other people from Twitter, but you can just go for the Poison Fang, and later on you can just swap out into your Dragon-type, and like Dragon Breath is just hitting so hard. It is absolutely wild. We're gonna get here the defense drop immediately, of course, guaranteed from Golbat. We're gonna see that they're gonna go for the Body Slam, which can knock me out. But look at the Dragon Breath damage of our Arctibax. It is just chunking away. I can use a shield in the first game. It's going to be over already. And this is something that I definitely realized as well playing this cup. This cup is insanely fast, like literally one of the fastest cups that we had so far for the Open Great League, which I kinda like, especially with having 20 sets to do on the weekend. I feel like this is amazing to have because, yeah, like this is going to be a very fast cup here to go for. I go for the Shadow Ball in the beginning, the opponent is going to use a shield. I went for no shield basically there, and I kinda got Shadow Ball there, which is kinda annoying. So this is like already a huge drawback. A lot of times people are baiting in the lead, so I decided to no shield there, which was not the ideal play, but at least we can maybe still come back from this bad matchup for us. We can use a shield here with our Shadow Dragon there against the Vigoroth, allowing us to farm them down and get a ton of energy, which will be really decent for us. But let's see what they're going to have in the back. It's going to be, again, the Golbat swapping in, which is totally okay. We can still go for the Body Slam, and the opponent is going to go down. Final Pokemon is going to be, sadly, that Primeape. And this is like the issue with the Arctibax, which other Dragon-type Pokemon don't really have, and why Arctibax might not be as ideal. Like, I would mostly recommend you to not go for Arctibax in the back, but rather something like, I don't know, like some kind of other Dragon-type Pokemon that is not weak to counter, because here we see Cross Drop coming through, going to knock us out, and this is going to be it for the second game. Moving on, we're going to have the Charger Bug here, and I was waiting for this matchup, because if you have not seen the video early on, I would definitely recommend you to take a look at the video that I posted before this video. Going to be linked in the end card as well, so you don't have to click away. But there's currently a game-breaking bug. Those gameplay here, basically the gameplay was recorded before this bug was live, basically. But yeah, again, like this bug is kind of annoying here. If you don't know what it is, basically watch the video from earlier on, you're gonna see it there anyway. But it is really annoying. Hopefully they're going to fix it very soon. But yeah, you're going to see here the Arctibax against us. They're gonna go for Avalanche. We have actually Icy Wind here, which I'm not too sure if it's better or not, but it's definitely interesting. Definitely came in clutch quite a bit at like one battle for sure. Here, for example, we're going to have that Dragon, and because he swapped out before, we got like one extra Dragon Breath in, and this allows us to win CMP here and like get to the move faster than the opponent's Dragonair. It's only going to be the Charger Bug in the back. They can go for a charge move here, but we're still going to be in a decent spot because we can just, yeah, go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball against them. This should be enough. Shadow Ball from Shadow Golbat is going to knock out the opponent. We can move on to the next one. Again, I also kind of want to say thanks to everyone who battled me. Like, I always appreciate this, especially like for those limited metas. It's always kind of cool to do like those videos prior to see what is kind of common, what people would want to run, and also see kind of some, yeah, Pokemon that might not be as ideal as others. Here we're actually going to be able to realign if you use a shield, and I kind of really want to do this because you saw the lead of the Arctibax, not the Arctibax, of the Charger Bug, of course. I want to get the Charger Bug onto my Arctibax, but in comes here now a Haunter, and Haunter is pretty awkward to deal with for the Golbat, but also I kind of cannot use my Golbat for the other Pokemon they have in the back, so I'm forced to stay in here and forced to go for Poison Fang, which is going to do basically no damage because it's double resisted, but we can still go for the Dragon Breath down. I think the opponent may be electric for one turn there, but now we're going to see, for example, why Icy Wind can be really decent in certain matchups. Here, for example, Charger Bug would do a ton of damage against us if they would hit the Exeter, but now with the Icy Wind, we can still get the shield, but we're also going to get the attack drop of the opponent. And so we're going to see here right now that they can go for an Exeter, and it's barely maybe enough to knock me out with another one. But if we go for another Icy Wind, there's no way that the next Exeter would be enough to knock us out, but this Icy Wind is going to knock them out anyway, so this is going to be a good game. Next one, Captain Crash. Actually, one of the earliest supporter that I had for my content creation career, which is really cool, so shoutouts to you. And here's basically the thing why, like, this battle was actually before the other Golbat mirror, and here they went for Poison Fang instead, and that's why I didn't shield on the other one before, which is kind of like trying to see if people have like similar behaviors, which was really bad for me in both cases, because here you were using a shield as well onto my nuke move, which was a little bit annoying, and they can swap out now, go into the Dragonair, knocked me out before, and I'm kind of forced to go into my Arctibax now, just shield one up and then try to farm them all the way down is, I guess, the best strategy that I can go for. But it is not really looking too good for us. But we have to see what's going to be in the bag. Hopefully it's not going to be a fighter, it is going to be Vigoroth. And yeah, those teams are going to be insanely common. Like, you're going to see so many Golbat leads, I would imagine. So many Vigoroth in the bag and so many, like, I don't know, fighting type Pokemon in the back, a dragon type Pokemon in the back. Like, literally, you can go for the most basic team with like just 3 Pokemon that would be really decent as a say-so, with like Golbat, Vigoroth, and like Dragonair, and you're going to be totally fine in this cup. It is going to be very, very close, a lot of battles, but here, sadly, we're going to lose this one kinda clear. Let's take a look at the next opponent. We're going to have the Dragonair here in the lead, which is going to be okay for us. And we kind of want to try maybe to do the same as we did before, going for the Poison Fang and then swap out. Here's the cool thing, basically with Dragonair as a say-swap for those kind of teams, you get out a lot of times the Vigoroth, and if you get out the Vigoroth, you're going to be kind of great in the back then, because your Arctibax doesn't really want to face it. Let's see what we're going to get out of here. It is going to be the... let's find out. It's going to be the Dusclops, actually. Dusclops are running Hex here and not Feint Attack. Feint Attack is better for the matchup against the Vigoroth, allowing you to win it basically every single time in every equal shield scenario, which is really important. But of course, Hex is going to generate energy a little bit faster. And the Dusclops is pretty special because it has access to the move Ice Punch. And this is really good in the current meta. Like, Ice Punch is one of the best moves that you can go for in the current meta. In comes here, though, the Vigoroth from the opponent. We can still go for the Icy Wind and try to debuff their attack. And with this, we should be able to survive a move with our Golbat. Even a Rock Slide we should be fine with. Let's take a look at this. It is going to be the Rock Slide, and counter is double resisted plus debuffed. So we're going to be able to even survive a little bit longer here. Going for a Poison Fang, getting a shield. And we force the opponent to go for another charge move, which is going to be really good for us, as we can now go for the full Dragon Breath down against them. And so we can now align our Arctibax against the Dusclops. They can go for one charge move here, but can they still reach another one afterwards? It's going to be very close. Let's take a look at this. They can still reach another one. Can we still survive it, though? This is going to be the main question, and we can still survive it, and so we can farm them down and win this game. So let's take a look at the next opponent, Pignite lead. This is actually an interesting Pokemon because it's pretty bulky. I decided to swap out there, even though I could have stayed in. I thought Pignite was not fighting type yet, but it is a fighting type. And so the swap was a little bit silly here and mostly not really necessary, but it is what it is. We can still go for a charge move here. The Body Slam is coming through, gonna get the shield, and I can just decide to use a shield here and farm them all the way down. Because if they go back into the Pignite, we're still going to have access to Awkward Tail, which is going to be fine. And otherwise, we will see what we can do here anyway. Like, basically, there's not a lot that really can beat the Dragonair. But let's see here, the opponent goes into the Pignite. I can go for the Awkward here. Unless they're going to have something like a Laron in the back, we should be kind of fine. So let's see what's coming in. It's going to be a Laron. Yeah, Laron is going to break the entire team. Like, this is something that you have to kind of keep in mind. Laron would break the entire team, and yeah, it is definitely a Pokemon that you don't want to face with this one, but I doubt that a lot of people are going to use this thing, but we will never really know. So let's take a look at this one. We're going to be able to just go ahead and go for the Awkward Tail. It's going to do some decent damage still, but if we went for the Poison Fang before, I think I actually would have been fine instead of going for the Shadow Ball, but yeah, it is what it is. Like, Poison Fang would have definitely still helped us here. They can go for another Rock Slide and knock me out, and this is going to be a good game. So next one, another Arctibax in the lead here. That's kind of interesting. We can go for another Poison Fang immediately and then swap out into our Dragon type Pokemon. This is just like so strong as a strategy. Like, even if the opponent like going to stay in here, you're still going to do so much damage. And they swap out into the Togetic, and they are running Steel Wing as a fast move. This is kind of wild because Steel Wing Togetic is a Pokemon that I kind of want to try out as well, but here, for example, the fast move is not going to help them too much because it can actually still reach another move, and this allows us to even realign if we wanted to, but I don't actually want to realign because the opponent is already so low. If they want to go back into their Arctibax, I can just shield once and farm them basically down, and this is exactly what I'm going to do here because then they're going to end up with one final Pokemon in the back, and we can just debuff them immediately. And we still have our Dragon Breath user in the back, and this is going to be really cool. So we're just gonna go for the Poison Fang because we just want to get the debuffs, and we see here already the opponent is not using a shield. They have a Nidorina in the back, and so we can just go for another one. This is going to be able to get another shield from the opponent here, or like the first shield from the opponent, but we're gonna get another debuff. They go for the Thunderbolt, and there's nothing they can do anymore because look at the damage of Dragon Breath. 2 debuffs is going to make this insanely strong, and we can move on to the next one. This battle was a little bit tricky as well. I feel like what I kind of learned from this kind of battles or whatever, I feel like those rock type Pokemon going to become a little bit more common or like more better in general for the future games. I feel like something like maybe even Rock Throw, not really directly a Volt Switch variant of the Golem or like Graveler here, will be very decent for the future matchups because I feel like there's going to be so many Golbats in the lead, like so many Golbats. So I would imagine that they're going to be a little bit more common then as well. Definitely something useful to play, but we're still not over here. Like we kind of get hard rolled so far, but still not really over in terms of this match. I can go for the full farm down, but not before they can go for another charge move. I'm forced to let this move go through, which it's going to be the Rock Slide, and I can swap out now. As the opponent goes into their own Golbat, they swap out into the Graveler. I can still reach my Dragon Claw in time, and so there's still actually a decent chance of us winning this game. Let's see what we can do here. We can go for the Dragon Claw, and the opponent is going to let this move go through. We can knock them out. And the opponent's phone crashed. I think they had like, they said they had like a Samsung S24 for Pokemon Go as well. And like, honestly, Samsung is so bad for Pokemon Go. Like, for whatever reason, it is so bad. I have a Samsung S23 Plus, I think, and I'm really not happy for this phone for like Pokemon Go. Like, it's so bad for Pokemon Go. Like, I have an older phone from like OnePlus or whatever, which is running better than like my current phone on Pokemon Go, which is just mad. Like honestly, like I don't really understand it why Samsung phones are so bad for Pokemon Go. They're so great otherwise, like great camera, great everything. Like totally happy with this phone other than Pokemon Go. Like it's so laggy during the battles. It is such a bad experience in general. Would not really recommend here to get a Samsung phone for Pokemon Go. That's what I can definitely say. For otherwise, like great phone otherwise, but it's just like so bad for Pokemon Go for whatever reason. But yeah, you're gonna see here the opponent having a Hakomo in the back, which we were able to farm down. They're gonna go into Dusclops, and I can actually go into, I go for the Dragon Claw. I guess I can go for 2 Dragon Claws instead of like, I mean, I would have been able to also go for the Icy Wind, and I would easily be able to swipe the Ice Punch. So I feel like this might be a mistake by me. Definitely something that I could have done a little bit better. They go into the Vigoroth. I hopefully can still farm them down with my Golbat here, maybe? Let's find out if we can do this. We're actually going to catch the move. That's actually a great play by me. As we will see the Rock Slide coming through, I can just go for the full farm down, and the opponent is going to stuck basically with the Dusclops here. They can go for the knockout, but can they still knock out my other Pokemon as well, my other Golbat? Let's find out here. Let's see. They're gonna go straight for the charge move, and honestly, I make a mistake here, I feel like. I should go for one extra fast move and then for the Poison Fang, but yeah, I didn't do this, and so I'm sadly going to lose this game. Don't know if it would have really changed anything, but let's move on to the final one. This is a Pokemon that I would really like to build as well. Rhydon, having access to the buffed Mud Slap, having access to Breaking Swipe, which they're gonna go for here, but also Stone Edge looks like so much fun in the current meta. I just don't really have the starters, I have to say, so maybe I'm gonna try to get some more during the Go Battle Day, and then I'm gonna try to showcase this Pokemon as well, but it is what it is. Like, this Pokemon looks like so much fun for this current meta. It is fairly bulky. It has a great fast move to do a ton of damage. It has a great charge move to bait with Breaking Swipe that can even debuff. And then you have Stone Edge to just hit something hard. So I feel like this Pokemon has so much potential in the current meta. But I also put this into my top team video, which is going to be linked in the end card as well. Tail coming through here. We're going to be able to just, use a shield maybe. No, actually no shield this one. And I can go into my Arctibax to try to get some energy. They're actually running Feint Attack here, as you can see. Doing a little bit more faster damage, as Feint Attack is a 2-turn move, over Hex being a 3-turn move. But in comes now the Golbat, which has to take an Icy Wind. I'm totally okay with this. Icy Wind is, in my opinion, actually a little bit better than Avalanche for this meta, because a lot of Pokemon just die to like one Icy Wind plus Dragon Breath damage anyway. It does not really matter. The opponent is deciding to stay in here and then swapping out into the Rhydon, as I can try to go for a charge move here. They are going to, they're going to go ahead and go for the breaking side most likely, as I use a shield. I just need to get rid of this Pokemon because I think I would be able to win CMP tie with my Arctibax against the Golbat, and we're gonna go for this. Let's see if we're gonna be able to do this. The opponent has enough energy, but it is not going to be enough. Icy Wind is coming through. We can win this final game, and this is going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.